Imagine this. Your child asks for dinner, and you pull into a drive-through. 2 minutes later, a bag comes flying through the window filled with burgers, fries, nuggets, and a giant soda. Your kid is smiling like they just won the lottery. But here's the question nobody asks. What exactly is in that bag? Because while it looks like food, a lot of it barely qualifies as real food. And before anyone gets mad, let's be honest. Almost every parent has done it. Fast food is easy. It's fast. It's cheap. And after a long day, the last thing anyone wants to do is cook a full meal. But here's the problem. Kids' bodies are still growing. Their brains are developing. Their bones are building strength. And what they eat during childhood literally helps shape the adults they become. Now imagine trying to build a house. If you build it using strong bricks, good wood, and solid materials, the house stands strong for years. But if you build it using cardboard and duct tape, what happens? The first big storm knocks it down. Kids' bodies work the same way. Food is the building material. And fast food? A lot of the time it's the cardboard. Take chicken nuggets, for example. Most parents think they're just small pieces of chicken, but many nuggets are actually a mixture of processed meat, starches, fillers, preservatives, and oils that have been heated over and over again. It's kind of like taking chicken, putting it through a blender, adding ingredients you can't pronounce, shaping it into dinosaurs, and frying it until it's golden brown. Delicious? Yes. Healthy? Not exactly. And fries. Oh, fries. The world's most loved vegetable. Except they're not really a vegetable anymore by the time they reach your kid. They start as a potato, but after being peeled, cut, fried in oil, salted heavily, and sometimes fried again, they become more like a crispy salt delivery system. Your kid eats a handful and suddenly they want more and more and more. That's not an accident. Fast food is designed to make people crave it. Food companies spend millions studying the perfect combination of fat, salt, and sugar to make food almost impossible to stop eating. It's basically science, but used against your willpower. Ever notice how kids can eat an entire box of nuggets but somehow say they're too full to eat broccoli? That's because broccoli doesn't have the same salt-fat crunch formula engineered in a laboratory. But here's where things get serious. Kids who eat fast food frequently are more likely to experience things like weight gain, low energy, trouble concentrating in school, and even mood swings. Yes, food can affect mood. Ever seen a kid after a giant soda and fries? They're bouncing off the walls like a superhero who drank rocket fuel. Then, an hour later, crash. Suddenly they're tired, cranky, and asking for snacks again. That's the sugar roller coaster. Now here's the good news. This doesn't mean you can never eat fast food again. Let's be realistic. Life gets busy, road trips happen, soccer practice runs late. Sometimes the drive-thru is the only option between you and complete chaos. But the key word is sometimes. Fast food should be the emergency option, not the weekly routine. Think of it like dessert. You wouldn't feed your kids cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Well, hopefully not. Fast food should fall into the same category. An occasional treat, not the main fuel for a growing body. The great news is that kids don't actually need complicated superfoods or fancy diets. Most of the healthiest foods are the simplest ones. Eggs, chicken, rice, beans, fruit, vegetables, potatoes, yogurt. Simple foods that humans have been eating for thousands of years. And kids are surprisingly adaptable. If a child grows up eating mostly whole foods, that becomes normal to them. But if they grow up eating fast food 5 times a week, that becomes their version of normal. Kids don't choose habits, they inherit them. And that means parents have more influence than they think. Even small changes make a big difference. Cooking just 2 or 3 more meals at home each week can drastically improve a child's nutrition. And homemade food doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes dinner can literally be scrambled eggs, toast, and fruit. 5 minutes. Done. No drive-through required. Plus, let's be honest, cooking at home saves money too. One fast food meal for a family can easily cost $20, $30, even $40. Meanwhile, a home-cooked meal with real ingredients often costs half that. Better food, less money, healthier kids. That's a pretty good trade. At the end of the day, kids don't need perfect parents. They just need parents who try. Nobody is banning the occasional burger or fries, but if fast food becomes the daily habit, that's when problems start to stack up over time. Because kids only get one childhood, and the habits built during those years often stick around for life. So the next time the drive-through line looks tempting, ask yourself one simple question. Is this fueling my child, or just filling them up? Sometimes the best thing you can feed your kids isn't something that comes in a paper bag. It's real food, made with real ingredients, and maybe even a little love from your own kitchen. And if your kids complain about it, just remind them. Broccoli never broke the internet, but it might just build a healthier future. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you liked this video. Also, are you interested in meal prepping? Check out the book How to Meal Prep for the Week in under 2 hours. A step-by-step guide to fast, healthy, and budget-friendly meals. Link in description.